welcome to another episode of Not Your Average Farm Shop, the podcast from the farm Stratford. Today we're going to be taking a little look behind some of the people that work at the farm, and a little bit later we'll be hearing from some other members of the farm team. But to start off with, I'm joined by Ellie.
Hello!
Who has been here. How long have you been here?
2 years now.
2 years. So just to start off, can you tell us a little bit about how long you've been at the farm, what it's like working here, just your little journey to being here?
So I've been working here for 2 years now, but the first year I was only working as a weekend staff because I was still in my last year of school. And then I left school and did a gap year and worked here full time pretty much for 10 months sort of in a row. And I sort of just mainly work on the shop floor, in the cafe if they ever need me. But it's good. Mainly on the shop floor though, behind the tills is my main area.
You're heading off to uni in
Yes.
September, aren't you?
Yeah.
So how are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling nervous but excited at the same time. I'm excited for a change because I don't really like sticking at something for a really long period of time and just the same routine over and over again. So I'm excited for a bit of change of structure, location. I'm going to Leeds, obviously, which is a good few hours away. So I am excited, but I'm obviously nervous, but I feel like that's very normal.
Yeah, for sure. I think it'll definitely be an exciting new adventure because with me, I started at the farm in between uni. So it was, I think, 3 years ago in June 2019, and then I came back in between uni, and then I'm here now.
It's good that we can come back, isn't it, in the holidays if we need to.
Hopefully you'll be back at Christmas.
Yeah, I definitely will be coming back at Christmas time.
You'll definitely be missed when you go off to Leeds. I know everyone will think that as well.
Everyone, I am going to miss it a lot. I know it's weird because you wouldn't think that you miss like a workplace, but it becomes sort of like a comfort place in a weird way. Like, I feel like coming to work, it's never like nerve-wracking or I never feel uncomfortable. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone's just really nice and welcoming.
What's your favourite thing about working here, and what do you think you'll miss the most when you go off to uni?
I know this is really cringe, but I actually am just going to miss the people. Like, I feel like that's such an important part about work. Like, at the end of the day, if you don't really get on with the people there and if you don't like the environment there, then it's quite like miserable. So I am really going to miss everyone that I work with, and I'm also going to miss being surrounded by great food, which is my favourite thing in the world.
That was literally my next question. I was going to say that you're a massive fan of food. What is your favourite food here at the farm?
Okay, so something specific to the farm that I really like that you won't be able to get anywhere else is probably the coronation chicken that Sarah makes behind the deli. That is so good. It's quite niche, isn't it? But that is amazing. And then what is my favourite thing? I really like the San Pellegrino lemon and mint, and the fruit we do is amazing. Like the nectarines, the peaches, and the apples. And that's really weird, but I would say in terms of like specific to the farm, defo the coronation chicken. You know how much I love that.
In sandwich form?
In a baguette. Or on its own, to be fair, or on a salad, or whatever. It's great.
You'd always gush about the peaches as well. Like, I love your enthusiasm for the fruit.
I love the fruit. I'm literally like telling everyone to have it as well, and I'm like forcing people to have it. Yeah,
it's healthy. It's good.
Yeah, no, probably the fruit as well. I feel like I'm going to miss that as well when I'm at uni because I don't know if the health will continue. But probably the coronation chicken.
I know the answer probably to this next question, but what is your favourite thing in the cafe in Nourish? I really don't have to ask this, but I feel like there's one meal that you love
in Nourish
on a Sunday in particular.
Oh my god, why did I even have to think about that? Definitely the roast beef. Oh my gosh, it's absolutely amazing. On my last shift before I went to Italy, Kay bought me a roast meal, and that was like the highlight of my life. And then I come in here quite often with my family, and we love a roast. The roasts are amazing. But to be fair, all the food in the cafe is great. The pizzas as well, very nice.
Some good food for sure. You mentioned there that you went to Italy, which I was going to ask you a little bit about when you went off travelling for a month. That was in June.
That was in June. So I went to Italy the start of June and came back at the end. And it was something I wanted to do sort of like the whole of my gap year. That was sort of what I was saving towards, and that was like my momentum to actually do a gap year, full stop. So I went to Naples, Sorrento, Capri, I think now, Rome, Florence, Venice and Milan. It's a mouthful. And I just had the best time ever. I mean, it was amazing. I spent a lot of money, but it was so good. I feel like it maybe wasn't the sort of authentic travel that, say, for example, Maddie did around Asia, but I definitely do want to do more of that when I finish uni. But I've always wanted to go to Italy and sort of do it properly, you know, like save up before, have a lot of money there and just enjoy myself, indulge in amazing food and drinks, of course, and staying in some really nice places as well. But no, it was amazing. And coming back was nice as well, to see everyone and to work over the summer. But so yeah, it was amazing.
Obviously, it's not quite the same as uni, but I think with travel, you can kind of go off and have these new experiences.
That you need to sort yourself out a little bit. You can't rely on your parents to cook you a meal or for your stuff to be clean and washed and perfect and ready. Sort of, it's a bit more independence. I still think uni is more of an independence experience, but I feel like it's a good warm-up in a way.
What do you think the most valuable thing was that you learned while you were travelling, or the most memorable moment?
Most valuable actually would probably be, like, I know I did just say I took a lot of money with me, but financially, you know, if you're spending a lot, you aren't going to have as much. And I do like to indulge, but I just feel like it's sort of eye-opening that you can still have fun or do whatever if you don't spend as much money, which is something I'm definitely going to have to learn when I go to uni, because I do struggle to be smart financially. But I feel like just to be a bit more level-headed and smart and savvy with your money, because maybe even if I had money left over, I could have extended the trip a bit longer. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like money was the most valuable thing I learned. But just everything, all the memories were amazing. Like just being in Sorrento and we got on this boat around the Amalfi Coast, and you know, like the sort of pictures you see on like Pinterest, and it's like, oh, imagine going there and actually being there. It was amazing. It was so good.
Quite a surreal kind of moment.
Yeah, very surreal.
Speaking of memorable moments, obviously there's never a dull moment here at the farm. It always feels like there's something going on, like whether it's an exploding milk box machine or the
oat milk
escaping.
Yeah.
Do you have any standout moments that you can think from being here?
I'm trying to think now. I mean, I've had like loads of little moments where I've been like, oh my God, I've never had a day quite like this before. Like, I feel like I've done it more than twice, and the fact that I've done it more than twice is just bizarre, like chasing a goat around the car park. What's the goat called that's really naughty? Noah. Like, he is a nightmare. I feel like at least twice, once on a close with K and once with M, I've had to like shake food at him and get him back into his pen, which is just a weird thing. But like, it's all funny, isn't it? And I'm trying to think, I feel like once it was really busy and it was a bank holiday and we had a power cut and the tills went down, and it was like just rammed, like literally it was just, all of a sudden, like everyone came in. It was so typical. I feel like I was working with Em and Alid actually. I'm not sure if you were there, but it was just, although it was like sort of chaos, but in a way it was quite nice to see us all like under pressure, but in like a good way, and like it was just funny. But I don't know, there's loads of memorable things.
I've definitely had experiences with the goats as well. I think it happened with Alice once after work, and one of them had escaped, and it was just one of those moments. I
thought Em the other day posted a video of her running after a chicken as well, and it's just bizarre. But no, it's great. It's all laughs. It's all laughs.
It is good, and I agree with you about like when you have one of those crazy days where you almost can't believe what's going on. You just look at each other, and then...
it's like, but it's all good because you're all sort of in the same position. No one's like really more stressed than anyone else. Do you know what I mean? Just got to push through it, I guess.
You mentioned earlier about how when you want to go to uni, you're going to try and be as healthy as possible. Yeah. But obviously, with uni, it's a learning experience. Don't really know how it's going to go. But is there anything that you do in your life at the moment to try and live well, which could maybe be a note for future Ellie, listening back to this, to try and ground yourself back to that more healthy way of living?
I really try, because I feel like you think it's really easy, but sometimes it can be really hard. I really actually try to have like so many fruit and vegetables, just for like skin, hair and all that, like vitamin C or whatever. So I try and have a green smoothie every morning, which includes celery, ginger, cucumber, frozen fruit, what's the other thing? Spinach and orange juice from the farm, the freshly squeezed orange juice. I try and have that every morning, but it's, I don't even think I'm going to have a smoothie blender when I'm at uni, so I don't even know how that's going to work. But B, it would just be like when you're waking up, am I really going to be wanting to make a green smoothie when I'm probably not feeling my best? So I feel like it would just be being maybe even more organised, maybe like preparing something the night before I go out. So I'll wake up tomorrow, in the next day, whatever, God knows what time it will be, and I'll have something healthy made in the fridge already. Because I feel like sometimes if you feel like you have to make something, that makes you feel, you lose motivation to do it. So I feel like maybe like meal prepping might be a good idea, like freezing stuff, trying to eat sort of at a good time as well. Like I have my breakfast, lunch and dinner now, and I don't want to be having like breakfast at 2 p.m. and then not eating. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just trying to stick to a sort of structure, but also not being really like suffocating myself whilst like, everyone's having fun. I'm like, no, I need to eat a healthy meal. Do you know what I mean? I'm just going to try and drink loads of water as well. I really want to stick to that because that definitely helps my skin a lot if I drink a lot of water. So I'm going to try and stick to that as well.
I was going to say that anyone that knows you here knows you have a massive
my 2 litre bottle that lives in the freezer
of water.
Yeah.
And that always encourages me to drink more throughout the day as well.
Yeah,
so
everyone should invest because it's really changed my life. Although it's a bit of a nightmare to carry around with me, but yeah.
Got to make sacrifices for the hydration.
Exactly. No, you really do.
Also at uni, having water like on your bedside table, like
just
for
there
when you
ready.
wake up. I feel like you'll do this anyway.
Yeah. When you wake up,
yeah,
maybe a bit of ibuprofen as well.
Yeah, or before you go out, just like have the water there.
Yes.
I did that for a flatmate once. I put water outside of her door,
like a little care package.
Yeah, I think she was going out the night before an exam or something crazy. But yeah, I was like, right, gonna fix her up with some water. But moving on to the next question. Again, anyone who knows you here will know that you bring a lot of energy and fun to the farm, and you kind of can't help but have a bit of a smile like on your face when you are in the building. What is it that brings you energy?
Oh, good question. To be fair, I feel like if you know me, obviously I do like sort of the social going outside of things, but I actually do also really like just literally going to bed at like 9 and like and I'm always, it's not like I'll go to bed and be like, oh, I can't sleep now till midnight. Like I will always have like at least 10 hours sleep. And I don't know, I just feel like in the grand scheme of things, what actually is there to be that really upset about? You know, I'm very fortunate. I've got a nice family, friends and whatever. So it's like, when you actually sit back and think about it, I don't really have anything to be upset about. I'm excited about the future and about going to uni. So it's just good vibes. And I have amazing friends here as well, which makes work so much easier and like makes it, I know I said earlier, but it just makes the day go faster as well. So yeah, getting good sleep and drinking lots of water makes you more energised, defo.
It's actually amazing the difference that sleep can have, because you think,
amazing. Like when I come in not having that much sleep, I literally feel like the day just, I'm not in a good way. But if I have a lot of sleep and a good mindset, I feel great. Smiles all around.
I know you like going out as well, which maybe then the sleep is compromised a bit.
Yeah, definitely. It lacks in that department when I go out, yeah. Maybe
in that kind of, on that topic, do you have a favourite song that you would add to our Feel Good Wellness Wednesday playlist?
Oh my gosh. I feel like everyone's going to get sick of me because I always put it on, but I do just feel like ABBA's really feel good. Like anything ABBA is just a vibe, especially for wellness vibes, just because it's so, ABBA's so uplifting. Or, I mean, like my favourite song is Promiscuous, but I feel like I don't know if that would fit the vibe of your Wellness Wednesday. But I would just say anything like maybe like ABBA or like any 70s disco vibe. I'm often on the music, aren't I, on the shop floor. So that's the sort of thing I go for, which I feel like gets a bit repetitive sometimes. But I just think it's uplifting.
It's become part of the farm soundtrack now, I think. You
ABBA.
come in.
And even like Hannah's like, please can we turn off ABBA? I'm like, no, guys, good vibes.
What's your favourite ABBA track?
It depends what mood I'm in. If you're out in a club, maybe Gimme Gimme a Man After Midnight is a good one. Or Dancing Queen, or Slipping Through My Fingers. It's a bit more of an emotional one. That might not be on the Wellness Wednesday one, that's quite sad. But just, yeah, anything by ABBA.
Life is a roller coaster, you need all of them to match all the moods. So
this is why I love it. They've got every single song that suits a mood, it's great.
A bit of a deep question to end on.
Oh, okay.
Where do you see yourself in the future?
Okay. Well, are we talking like futures in like 10 years future or just...
I guess so, maybe different stages of the future, like kind of after uni or even...
Well, I definitely, after uni, I don't want to go straight into finding a job and sticking to that for life. I feel like I definitely want to do a bit more travelling, maybe work somewhere that, again, I just really enjoy, get a bit of money, and I definitely want to do a bit more travelling, just because I feel like, especially in your 20s, I know it's so cringy, but I feel like you just get such a good perspective from it, like, especially going to, like, somewhere completely different, like Asia, and seeing a different culture and stuff. So I definitely want to do more travelling, say that's, like, 5 years. And then in the, like, long-term future, I don't know, I don't really have a set career path that I want to do, but I feel like a few things that I'm, like, fairly interested in, like, maybe teaching. My mum's a teacher and she really enjoys it, and I feel like I would enjoy that as well. Or maybe, I don't know, I really like food, don't I? So maybe I'd have to go into something like that. Yeah. But I don't know yet. I tend to just sort of think about the present, do you know what I mean? And don't actually like worry about what's going to happen after this or what's going to happen tomorrow. Just sort of, I don't know, we'll just see what happens after uni. I'll have a degree, won't I? Oh, fingers crossed. So that's always helpful, isn't it?
I think a lot of people will resonate with that, about just taking each day as it comes.
And like not putting pressure on yourself to like figure out your whole life by 20. Someone said to me the other day, like 20 to new 30, and it's so true though, because like really you're still so young to like think about what you want to do for your whole life, say another 60 years, like I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. So I feel like just seeing what happens, how I'm feeling when I finish uni, seeing if I want to do a bit more travelling, which I feel like I will. And yeah, maybe even coming back here. Who knows?
Who knows?
I feel like you might not get rid of me for quite a while.
I don't think that would be a bad thing.
Aww.
But people often do change, don't they, over time?
Yeah.
Do you think that you've seen a change in yourself since being here? Obviously, I know loads goes on at the farm in terms of things changing all the time, like where things are in the shop. But as a person, do you think that you've noticed any shift in yourself since being here?
Oh my gosh, definitely. Like if you speak to Emma or Maddie, they've known me since I was like 4. Like I used to be so quiet and like really, really shy and not very extroverted. Is that a word? Extroverted. Whereas I don't really know why or anything in particular, but over like the past 2 years I've just become way more confident and like way more chatty and way more like comfortable around people. And I actually do feel like it's down to a lot of things, but I actually do think working here has definitely helped, because you just work with such a wide variety of different people, and it just brings you out your shell so much. Like you'll work with like the deli ladies who are like middle-aged women, and then there's like people like us who are like our age, and then everyone in between as well. I just feel like I'm definitely way more confident and more relaxed person. Like I used to be quite not anxious, but I used to stress quite a lot about like the little things, and obviously, you know, now like I don't really stress about anything. So definitely an improvement in myself, I would say.
I think that's a great way to end. So thank you so much for speaking to
having
me. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ellie, for making that such a fun one to record, and I hope you enjoy listening to this episode wherever you are in Leeds. Okay, so for the next part of today's podcast, I had the fun of going around the shop, cafe, deli, and speaking to as many people as I could about their favourite farm moments, so I hope you enjoy.
Hi, my name's Alyson and I've been working at the farm for about 10 months now. It's a joy to work here and be part of the family, and to recall one of my best and most memorable, more memorable than best, would have to involve the animals at the farm. And there was a time where the goats were inside and they needed to come outside, and myself and Kay went to go and let the goats out of their little house, I guess we'll call it. I don't really know what you call a goat home. And we opened their gate and opened the gate into the field, and all the sheep ran out. And then we were like, oh no, the sheep have escaped. And then before we knew it, the goats were then running after the sheep. And then it was a Saturday, maybe 11 a.m, so quite a busy time at the farm. And there were 3 sheep running around the car park and 3 goats running around the car park. And luckily, Lily's mum and dad were also there to give us a helping hand to sort of shuffle the goats back to where they belong. But it was definitely a candid camera moment that I will never forget. And it was definitely, I remember messaging my family at home and saying, oh my goodness, I've just been chasing goats and sheep around the car park. So never a dull moment at the farm.
Hello, my name's Ellie. I've been at the farm for 3 years and a bit now. And my most memorable moment at the farm is when I went and did my cheese training with Neil's Yard. And my other memorable moment was when I went down to Falmouth, went to Penzance and went on the fishing boat.
Hi, I'm Emily. I've been here for 2.5, nearly 3 years. My most memorable moment is probably when we had really bad flooding in the area and the ceiling broke, and everyone came in the next day and we were shoveling buckets of water and trying to dry out the whole place.
Hi, I'm Tony. I'm the stock controller at the farm, so I look after all things stock related. I've been here since before we opened, helping to paint the building before we opened on the 6th of April 2019. And my most memorable moment at the farm was getting my very own little office so I could look after the stock in the stock room and have my own little computer.
Hello, it's Zoltan from the farm. Been working here since November, and my most memorable moment is one of the Sunday when we did over 300 people, so that was quite busy.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm the operations manager here. I've been here a year, although unofficially involved a lot longer than that. I have many memorable moments, but I think a standout moment was in May this year. We had a large corporate event for local business, which is Pragnall's Jewellers. It was their delayed Christmas party, but it was really successful. The whole team did fantastic, and since then we've hosted many corporate events, team building days, and we've launched our corporate lunch deliveries, and we've built a great relationship up with local businesses and hope to push even more.
Hi, my name's Grace. I've been here for just over 3 years, and my most memorable moment is when a pigeon flew into the stockroom.
Hi, I'm Sarah D from the deli counter. I've been at the farm for just over a year, and in that time I have been part of a very busy team. The main highlight of my time at the farm was to take part in a short TV appearance with Craig Doyle to promote a competition to win a holiday, which was broadcast on ITV this morning and Lucerne.
Hi, I'm Will. Worked at the farm for about a year. I think my fondest memory is, I think a couple of months ago, a kid got stuck in the playground between 2 barrel heads, and I think we needed a bit of butter to get him out with. It was pretty good.
Hi, my name's Maddie. I've worked at the farm for just over 3 years now, and one of my favourite memories was just after the first lockdown when we had street food on the front lawn with all the picnic circles in the sun.
Hi, my name is Alex. I work at the deli. I've been here for about a month, and my most favourite moment is definitely feeding the piggies.
Hi, I'm Lily. I've been here for just over 3 years, and my most memorable farm moment has got to be when we held a Christmas party for a local business in the courtyard in the middle of summer, actually, rather than around Christmas. And there was live music, and we were all here until really late, and it was just a really good, fun, bonding experience, and totally different to being here in the day.
Hi, my name is Amalia. I'm normally on the coffee machine, and my most memorable moment at the farm has to be when we did the opening. Me and Charlie, the director, were on the coffee machine, and the response of the public was amazing because we had over 5,000 cars in the premise, well, in the parking. And it was a long day, but extremely beautiful.
I'm Ben. I've worked at the farm for a bit over a year now, sort of a year and 3 months or so. So I sort of started May 2021. And although I've been trying to think about this all day, I'm going to be rather mundane for my memorable moment because my mind is blank of any salient events, so what I tend to enjoy on an everyday level is the odd customer that comes along, feels a bit lost or a bit worried about some specific request or need they have, and being able to calmly and reassuringly make everything clear and comfortable for them. I suppose a particular one that I remember is a young family with several small children, one of whom with a severe disability, and it was chair-bound and non-verbal, and just doing whatever necessary, or offering whatever necessary to make their stay more comfortable, and that sort of stuck in my mind somehow. So nothing particularly exciting or groundbreaking, but a part of the time at the farm that makes each other day a little more cherishable, I suppose.
Hello. So my name is Kay. I am the general manager of the farm. I've been here almost 2 years now, but maybe I should let you know that before that, the owners, the Wells family, I've known for many years. Charlie Wells is very good friends with my daughter. She used to sit on my sofa and tell me how she was going to be a successful businesswoman. Or Fern Cotton. And of course, she's turned out to be a successful businesswoman. I've watched the farm be built from day one and also helped out from then too. I love the farm story, and I'm proud to be part of it all. My day is always very eventful. From start to finish, no day is ever the same. I've had lots of eventful moments here, which I'd love to share with you, but I'm sure we haven't got time for them all. So my day normally starts off with a member of staff telling me that they're ill, they've had an accident in their car, something has happened to them in the morning. As there's 50 staff, it without fail happens daily. And then it normally ends up with possibly Noah the goat coming to the front entrance or having a stroll up here, and we have to put him back into his little field. I think my most eventful moment or memorable moment here was me trying to get the staff to park correctly in our staff car park, which wasn't easy. So I actually asked someone to move their car, was a little bit angry because they told me they didn't want to. I actually then took my bag out of my car, spoke to him, and unfortunately left my bag on the floor. I then reversed back to try and let the man out and drive forward to be able to park my car, and drove straight over my bag. As you can imagine, my phone was smashed to pieces, my water bottle was flattened, and my crisps were all over the car park. I didn't find this very funny, but then I went up to the office, and the girls in the office, including Charlie Wells, were sat there laughing their heads off after watching me on the CCTV, which was not, I wasn't amused, but they were. So I think that was my most eventful moment, but maybe another day I shall tell you more.
I hope you enjoyed listening to some of those memorable farm moments. It was really good fun to get everyone on board and reflect on some of the crazy things that go on here at the farm. Like I mentioned, I joined just over 3 years ago now. It was in June 2019, in between uni, and I'd come back in the holidays to work, and then finishing uni, I now work here full time, 5 days a week. So I do a couple of days up in the office based on sustainability and the media side of things, and then the rest of the time I'm still in the shopping cafe, so get a quite nice variety and get to see a lot of what is going on in all areas of the shop, which is really, really nice. So I hope you've enjoyed getting a little bit of an insight into how it all runs here, and look forward to bringing you the next episode very soon. Just a quick note to say that on the 26th October, we've got a really exciting workshop from Sarah Grant, who works at Gut Reaction, and she's going to be doing a session all about gut health. On the 9th of November, we're talking all about the menopause and women's health. For that one, we'll be joined by GP Jacqueline Bowden, who's got many years of experience in the area of menopause and sexual health. And later in November, we're going to be partnering with Motus Training, discussing how balance is really important and how to stay on track with your lifestyle in the run-up to Christmas. Lots to look forward to, so do keep an eye out for that on our Facebook pages, and you can sign up for any events that you're interested in via Eventbrite to secure your place. If you'd like to keep up to date with everything going on at the farm, you can give us a follow on Instagram at the Farm Stratford. And of course, if you've got any of your own ideas, we'd love to hear them. If you fancy sending us a voice note, get stuck in, do it. Send it over to hello@thefarmstratford.co.uk and you might feature on this podcast. We'd love to hear from you. So that's all for this week's episode, but keep an eye on Spotify for the next episode in a week's time. Not Your Average Farm Shop is brought to you by the Farm Stratford.